It's 10:06 on the East Coast, 7:06 in Las Vegas, where Mike King is hanging out. Of course, Charles Moskowitz is up the coast, if you will, near Boston, Massachusetts. So I just want to welcome you guys post-holiday. And Michael, big day today as we kick things off here after Labor Day, huh?
Climbing a wall of worry. A big article in the Journal this morning about how everybody is worried about a September swoon. September has been noted to be the worst month of the 12 months in stocks.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone's worried about that, but conversely, that's what the market needs. It has to climb what they call a wall of worry.
Okay.
Plenty to worry about.
Well, believe me, that there is, with everything that's going on, whether it's in the Far East or whether it's in the Ukraine, there seems to be a real problem over there. And what is kind of interesting to watch, I know MarketWatch had an entire story on oil today, that the crude futures are down because the U.S. dollar seems to be so strong around the world.
Oh, it's a rocket. It's the other ones.
Oh, Charles.
Well, no, it's true. I mean, you know, it's the same thing that we started talking about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
About things here aren't great, but we're kind of the default stock market, too.
Yeah.
And you see that across Europe. And you see it across the Far East. You know, I mean, again, cleanest dirty shirt in the laundry, nicest, biggest house in a crappy neighborhood. You know, call it what you want, but, you know, there's a lot of that going on. And, you know, it's not exactly lost on the public that nicest, biggest house in a crappy neighborhood. You know, call it what you want, but, you know, there's a lot of that going on. And, you know, it's not exactly lost on the public that, you know, the bond rates are very close to absurd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Spain came out with a 50-year piece of paper. I mean,
wow.
I wouldn't buy a 50-minute piece of paper considering what their rates are.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know, 10-year, 2.27.
Did you see, speaking of Spain, the country right next door, in Portugal, the bank there, that Goldman Sachs loaned them, I don't know how many millions, which kept that bank afloat. And obviously big bank in not only Portugal.
Became an issue. They all became banks.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you know, that means, you know, that they're investing horizontally.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, they seem to prop up that bank at least for a few weeks. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting stock, Excelis, down $2.11. I hate when that happens.
Time out. What?
They split it. They split it the hard way.
Oh my goodness! What?
You know, it's another company with a failed drug.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, every single day there are failed drugs and there are new drugs.
Uh-huh.
A stock that we have traded in the past, Acadia, ACAD, it's only up $1 and change right now at, you know, 23 or 25 or, you know, in that area. But this morning before the open, it was trading 27.5, up 3.5 on positive results.
Wow.
And of course, there's this new, it's sort of a statin, but it's not a replacement. It's an also that's they're talking about Biogen IDEC and 2 or 3 other partners. AstraZeneca and one of them over in France, maybe the company that bought Novartis. All of them up really nicely on this additional drug, which continues to get rid of the bad cholesterol, but also helps the stroke and heart issues at the same time.
So it probably has some derivative of CoQ10 in there.
Yeah, and what's interesting about it
Which
is
you could take naturally.
one of the guys was talking about it this morning, and he said, you know, these are not winner-take-all drugs.
Mm-hmm.
These go across lines. They're in addition to. Kind of an interesting thing to say. I mean, it puts a little bit of a floor under, you know, Aunt Janet Yellen's statement that, you know, the whole that overpriced.
Right.
Now, we bought one on Friday. AUXL. Also a drug. Auxilium Pharmaceuticals. We paid, let's see, what did...
Growing up, I always knew I'd find my perfect match, a match that would support. Yeah, you know, a match that would be sweet. And I finally found that. When you find your perfect match, you'll feel the difference. Find your perfect match at sundownnaturals.com. $4 generics? Got 'em. Works with most insurance? You know it.
And a high of about 30 for the better part of 2.5 years.
Wow.
So, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, I don't know what they have, but the stuff.
Of course, obviously, we're kind of a cruise paradise down here, you know, with all the biggies. Norwegian, you know, we've heard so much about airlines, you know, merging together. Mm-hmm. Norwegian buys Prestige for $3 billion, and we're talking with a B, $3 billion. And, of course, Norwegian is the 3rd largest U.S. cruise company behind Carnival and the Royal Caribbean. So,
yeah.
Kind of interesting that obviously.
Yeah, I think they're going, Greg. I think they're going.
Interesting that obviously.
Yeah, I think they're going, Greg. I think they're going into the retirement business, because where else can you live for $80 a day, get food, get entertainment, have a place to be, and meet new people?
No, it's very interesting you say that. When our station for almost 15 years did normal station cruise on Carnival, and Carol and I had a chance to go on about 3 of them. We met this one lady who said that just that you know, she could not live anywhere in a retirement home like this, and she's been around the world 4 times.
Yeah.
You know,
and you meet new people, and if you're tired of them, you just, you know, sit on the Lido deck for a day or 2, and a whole new group comes on.
I know, it's amazing, you know, and you think, wow. But if
you're not dramatically sick,
yeah,
what more do you need?
I know, and get a chance to see all these countries. I mean, you know, it really and truly is amazing. But, you know, it's funny that all of a sudden we got some literature, ironically, from Carroll's University at Indiana, and you know they've got all sorts of stuff going, you know, as far as cruises and stuff like that, you know, and you think, wow, okay, this is very interesting how all of these businesses seem to be somehow utilizing either cruise lines or...
It's unbelievable. I mean, you know, you can go on cruises now that specialize in that show on TV, MasterChef.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a cruise. You know, the blues and jazz cruises.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You can't get people together that cheaply and offer them that type of, we'll call it entertainment, but, you know, some of it suits a purpose. And, you know, they're captive.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they can walk out and go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they can walk out and go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or, you know, you could just do what they do in Arizona. You could go on a gun shooting vacation.
God.
Where your 9-year-old girl can use an Uzi.
Oh, I didn't
I
think
mean, is that the stupidest thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, it is. I didn't think we'd delve into that on this show, that's for sure. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Wow. And probably in that same vein, dollar, or at least attempting a takeover there. Yeah, it's amazing that they're trying to raise the smaller Family Dollar stores. They're talking $9.1 billion. Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're talking about how many stores they would have to divest.
Oh, I'll bet. Sure.
I think they're saying, you know, the arguing point is 700.
Yeah.
They say it's under 700. Some of the analysts say it's over 700. You know, it is what it is. They'll figure it out. Another interesting franchise piece of information.
Mm-hmm.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes.
Opening its first freestanding store in Santa Monica, I think it was. They had pictures this morning on CNBC with Jane Wells, people in line since Sunday.
Oh, my.
To
Yeah.
get into a Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah.
and they say that they're going to open about 1,000 stores
Yeah.
in California, which,
Sure.
you know, I mean, there are people who won't pay $4.50 for a cup of coffee.
Right. Oh, yeah, and Dunkin' Coffee is awesome. It's so funny you mentioned Janie. We worked together at Fox 11 in Los Angeles when I was doing the Dodgers, and she was over on the news side. And neat gal. And she's been at CNBC for a long time now. But
yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
they really
yeah.
run her ragged.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you, we were a long time now. But
yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
they really
yeah.
run her ragged.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you, we were in the earthquake together up in San Francisco at the World Series, and
89.
she works.
I was living
hard.
there then.
Yeah, she works hard. She really does. Oh God. Oh man. Where the freeway collapsed?
On the 21st floor.
Whoa.
Of an office building.
Whoa. Oh man.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
And